Game of Age of Empires 4, and today spawning in the north corner of the map, playing in blue, we've got Core playing as the Jushi's Legacy, and his opponent in the south corner of the map playing in red. We've got Warspite playing as the Byzantines. Welcome everyone to Dry Arabia. That's the map for today, featuring of course 2 civilizations as part of the Sultans Ascent DLC. I think 2 very popular civilizations, Byzantines for sure. Jushi Legacy is, I think, probably heralded as one of the most strong civilizations in Age of Empires 4 right now, if not the strongest, but you know, that can be a bit controversial. Now, with this matchup, I'm excited. I wonder what has in store this game, because the Byzantines, whilst they are probably a bit stronger in terms of their late game, and that's kind of how they set up, Jushi Legacy are no slouches in that regard. I think both civilizations can be relatively similarly flexible. Byzantines having access to the Grand Winery or the Imperial Hippodrome, giving them very different playstyles. Jushi Legacy, a bit more standardized in that approach. I think Song Dynasty is just a no-brainer with the civilization. Meditation Gardens is a definite one. Free resources, why wouldn't you? And then also the Zhangnang Tower gives you free units when you get production builder, but more importantly, getting the Song Dynasty means that you get cheaper, well, everything, apart from production buildings, but everything else is just significantly cheaper. Town centers, farms, you name it. The crazy thing about the Jushi Legacy, when they go for a farming transition, is absolutely nuts. They can afford it so fast. And it allows them to boom away quite nicely and play condensed economies. Like, they don't necessarily have to go out on the map to get deer camps. They can, it's certainly helpful too. But if they need to, they can just get a nice farming transition relatively early if they have to. I don't think necessarily they will have to against the Byzantines. You know, the Byzantines aren't necessarily known for being a military powerhouse. Although the Imperial Hippodrome can sometimes have something to say about that with the triumph ability. I gotta say, I know we've been casting a lot of Byzantines these days, and I do love that ability triumph, I gotta say. It's so strong. Wonder if we'll see it today. Now, 2 villages on stone does mean it's going to be probably an extension into another cistern in the Dark Age. So commonly see that, actually. We commonly see that for the Byzantines, regardless of the opening in terms of landmark, whether it's Grand Winery or the Imperial Hippodrome. It's quite common you get multiple cisterns. I got a build order for 3 cisterns Dark Age opening. It seems to be working quite well. It's certainly worth checking out if you play the Byzantines. There it is. There's the second cistern. And back at home, kind of standard stuff for Jushi Legacy, food and gold. That's what you need. We'll be going with that Meditation Gardens, which will be accessing the wood and food side of things. And it's very well, nice and safe as well, by the way. The benefit of doing this, sometimes you can take a bit of a chance and go out here maybe for double stone and gold. Or maybe even here for double gold and wood, maybe. I'm not sure about that. I think this is a nice safe place, because the thing about the Meditation Gardens, if you're playing against it, the one way to kind of limit how much it gives the opponent in terms of resources, it's just to start torching down and just being close to it. Enemy units within 9 tiles actually reduce the rate at which resources are generated with this landmark. It can be very, very strong. Now, there is that Imperial Hippodrome. It's going to go with that landmark. My favourite landmark, I got to say. Grand Winery, you know, it's good. Gives you 60% extra olive oil from the berries and the farms, but you don't see any cavalry action as much. You don't see the triumph ability going off, causing havoc for people. Now, I'm pretty excited to see whether Jushi Legacy will go for a second town centre or not. It's commonly done, but they don't necessarily have to, because they do get some really powerful units in the feudal age. They get the Chukunu, also get the early palace guards, which don't actually need Song Dynasty to do it. So you can sometimes just go for a non-Song Dynasty, just stay in the Tang Dynasty, and go for those very good units, and maybe even extend that Tang Dynasty bonus to the Castle Age. And when I say that, what I say is, basically the Tang Dynasty, what it does, makes the tech up cheaper. You can see, look, it's only 1,020 food and 510 gold for Castle Age if you stayed in the Tang Dynasty. Of course, the savings of the Song Dynasty will be a lot more significant in the long term, especially with the farming transition. And talking about efficiency and things, well, there's a second water level. It's going to be extending to a 3rd water level pretty soon on the deer camp. I wonder whether... I mean, the thing is, the deer camps are pretty far forward for both players, by the way. Like, this is kind of a horrible situation. Both of them before, they're quite close to each other, to be fair, which does help in some ways. Like, if we can get a second town center here, it would be nice. Yeah, we'll see what he opts to do. Now, whilst we were waiting to find out, I hope you guys have been enjoying the casted games on the channel. Just to let you know, we're in December now. Now, technically, I did have a subscriber goal of 10,000. I'm not sure if I'll get there. But what I'll say is if you have been enjoying the content and on the channel, with the casted games in particular, well, that's what you'll be getting on this channel for going forward. So if you've been watching a couple of videos here and there, maybe you enjoyed it, maybe do think about subscribing to the YouTube channel because, you know, that's what we'll be doing. More casted games to keep you guys entertained. But either way, I hope you guys do end up having a good new year. It's a bit early. I think I'm going to be publishing this, you know, early December. But, you know, you can get prepared. It's been a good year. 2023 has been good. We've had a lot with Age of Empires 4. I'm hoping 2024 will be just as good, if not better. Scout just keeping an eye on things. Core has a lot of wood. He has a lot of wood. He's now going on to stone, so it's going to be a second town centre play, I would have thought. Unless he decides to plop down some production buildings soon. We do see 2 early palace guards, which is actually very unique to the Jushi legacy. I mean, palace guards generally is unique to the Chinese, but don't forget that the Chinese can't get this unit in the feudal age. They can't get the early version of it. But it gives you those vibes of like the early samurai, early man-at-arms. Well, not early samurai, just regular samurai. And the early man-at-arms that you get for the HRE and the English. Warspite just going to keep himself safe for now. He did see some palace guards earlier, right? So he's just a bit paranoid, maybe. And getting some palisade walls on the east side. Core. The thing is, with the second town centre, I wonder whether Core get the Song Dynasty first. Kind of makes sense to, because it does save you on the wood cost. It's got plenty of wood anyway, but, you know. It's looking to get border settlements. That's going to be increasing the production speed for houses by 500%. It's basically instant, to be fair, when you start to build them. But more importantly, it gives you extra vision. And it's quite a crazy amount of vision. We're not going to check that because it switches the colours. A bit of a spectator bug when you do that. So the reason why I do that blue and red here for this game is I think the colours were too similar. They were trying to get a villager here. Didn't manage it in the end. I think you got 1 in total. In any case, yeah. On that thought, the reason why I toggled it onto blue and red is it's just in case if it's a colour-blind situation, like there's similar colours on the field. Makes it difficult for those who do have colour blindness. So going for the default blue and red certainly helps in that regard. But if you do that, if you switch players, sometimes it bugs out. So I can't really toggle onto Warspite for the rest of the game, I'm afraid. But at least this way, colorblind friends can actually watch the game like in a good way. Just going to get wheelbarrow here, the Byzantines. It's already come in play here for core. Going to get the second town set up pretty nicely. Good timing. Now, with 190 stone there in the bank, like, unless he shifts more villagers to go on stone, he's not going to get the second town center anytime soon. Instead, he's going to go for the water level 4. Increase that gather rate. It's now up to 20%. Now, one thing I love about the Byzantine economy... Wait, he might just dive this, actually. He's got quite a few horsemen. I think he dives it, yeah. There's only 1 spearman. I don't think he... Yeah, doesn't really get much value, unfortunately, for him. Just a bit of idle time. But yeah, on that thought, I do love the Byzantine's economy, the way it's set up. The reason why is because it scales nicely, not only just in terms of gather rate of the villagers, but also the production speed of buildings, because the conscriptio works as the water level increases as well. And so a better economy will fund more units that, you know, you can kind of produce quite nicely. Means you won't need as many production buildings in the long run. Save that a little bit of extra wood, but it just means that the transition is nice, right? You're not just going to be floating resources waiting for the production building to be put down, just in case you haven't planned it out well enough. Villager number is starting to escalate for core. I wonder, though, as the game wears on, if Warspite does stay in one town centre, whether he will start to build up a massive army and do some damage. I feel like he's going to kind of got to, but yeah, I like this outpost, by the way. Not only does it give him some vision, but most importantly, like, this is a pressure point. Like, I think if the Byzantines were going to be aggressive, he's either going to do a bit of raiding here around the sides, which actually this village is a nice spot as well, going to be allowing the garrisoning of those villages if they are attacked. But more importantly, you're probably expecting the aggression to come in the middle of the map on that second town centre. Doesn't have as much HP as they used to. these guys is at 2,500 HP. So that outpost is certainly going to help. Especially if he gets arrow slits. Makes it all the more difficult to push on in that position. Alright, going out to berries. We'll be getting some nice olive oil from that. I wonder what mercenary contract he went up with. Alright, we can't tell just at the moment. We'll be able to tell when he gets units on the field. Do we see Keshiks? Yeah, we do see Keshiks actually. So it's going to be it's the Eastern mercenary contract. Which I think is very commonly done with the Imperial Hippodrome. Because obviously these guys actually benefit from Triumph as well. Which is very nice, of course. Well, he's trying to get some very extensive walls here, Core. It will work eventually, as long as he doesn't get caught out. But yeah, there's no real way through here. He's going to have to torch it down. But if he gives the attack notification away, Core will get his army in position. One thing to consider, though, with the army compositions here, the Core's gone for a much more static, well, I wouldn't say static, but immobile, infantry-based army, which is understandable considering what he gets. You know, he gets Palace Guards and Chukunu. So he's going to have to deal with the mobility that's on offer for Warspite. But what I love what Core's doing is he knows that Warspite's being aggressive, right? He knows his cavalry's not there at home. So this is the time that he could put some pressure. The only concern from him, the cavalry probably won't take that long to come back, so we'll have to see. There aren't actually any Palace Guards here. Only Spearmen and Chukunu. Oh, does get a bit of raiding there on the berries. Takes out the Imperial Official in the end. Spearmen are going to try and chase that down. It might take out another Imperial Official as well. Does it get it in the end? Does get it in the end. Maybe now onto the Gold Vein. It's a bit of a good raiding here from Warspite, I've got to say. Takes out another couple. Might need to back away. Oh, wait, he's taking the engagement with the Spearman. That's not ideal. He has Triumph working, or he did. Stop now, but yeah, he backs away. He's got to back away from that now. Golden Horn Tower is the landmark of choice for the Byzantines. Going to go for that Castle Age. Maybe look to get some of those relics on the field. Pick them up nice and quickly. Oh, good nice surround and sandwich of those horsemen. Now with the Castle Age coming in for the Byzantines, Core's got a bit of a situation, a bit of a decision to make. Does he actually look to try and get a bit more of a standing army? Or does he go for the Castle Age himself? Instead he's going to go for the Song Dynasty. Definitely a curious build out, the Jushi Legacy. Like, you kind of expect the Song Dynasty to come before, get the second town center, and also a lot of the infrastructure. But Core, just playing it a different way. Going out to the deer camp now with a large number of villagers. Good thing he's got these palisade walls up. Keshik's going to go forward anyway, try and get some torch damage out. With that Castle Age, I wonder whether Warspite will be able to nab some of those relics. We'd love to see him drop down a monastery very quickly if he can. Doesn't really have the wood for it. Kind of struggling in that. I mean, ultimately, if you tech up, you've got to make sure it counts for something, right? Either pick off some of the mid-map objectives, whether it be the relics or the sacred sites. Maybe get the tech up and put some pressure. Oh, that's going to be a bad surround, isn't it? Holy moly. Gets one. Completely surrounded. I think that Keshik might just survive. Does manage to back away in the end. Has extended the walls there on the north side. I like to see that because there's a lot of resources here to protect, right? Berries, 2 deer camps, stone and a gold. I gotta say stone's a bit, gold rather is a bit tricky. Like, once this runs out, which it will soon, this gold here is pretty exposed. Like, it's pretty far out. There's one here on the front as well, which is not ideal. That could be a big pressure point. Core though, gonna go up the next stage with the Shaolin Monastery. Maybe look to challenge some of those relics. Now, I love this landmark, I've got to say. Gonna obviously give them access to the Shaolin monks. That will be pretty decent in combat, but not only that, they can heal themselves up. They don't even heal other people. They don't heal the allies. No, no, no. They only heal themselves. It's going to be Varangian Guards coming out for Warspite, which I don't hate because, I mean, the one thing consideration is that obviously crossbows can be added in pretty easily now for Core because he's already got the archery ranges up. But he might even just stick with Chukunu. I mean, they're not the ultimate counter to them, but they can do okay if they've got the right upgrades. But of course, sprinkling in some crossbows would certainly be ideal. No relics picked up yet. I think the Byzantines, I mean, I know they're a lot more reliant on olive oil than they are gold at times. Or can be in the late game, but still, you want to pick up those relics more just to keep your gold ticking along, but also deny your opponent from getting the relics as need be. Speaking of which, Core is going to be looking to get an outpost on that relic to try and deny it. Spearmen chase out the Keshiks on the south part of the board, part of the map, and well, he can't really see what's going on here, right? Warspite can't break through. He doesn't know exactly what army is coming his way. It's going to be mostly veteran spearmen and Chukanu. A good old infantry army. First relic gets picked up, and the outpost wasn't up in the end, and he's going to make a run for it. Going to get wedge rivets here, the Byzantines, which will certainly make those Varangian guards a lot more tanky. Although, will he get up in time? Yeah, he's going to get it in time before the engagement. He needs it before the engagement. The Varangian guards might try and charge in. Oh, Keshik's coming in from the east. Double-pronged attack. The Varangian guards need to pay attention. That's a lot of spearmen, though. I think the spearmen are going to tank on the front lines, of course. Chukunu on the back. I mean, he should be okay to win this one, Warspite. There's a lot of spearmen, though. It's going to be interesting to see how this trades. I mean, there's not enough archers there for Warspite to really pick off in a meaningful way those spearmen, but the Varangian guards, you can just see how well they trade against the spearmen. Spearmen just trying to basically buy time for the Chukunu to do some damage. But again, with the Wedge Rivers upgrade, it's not looking totally great. He might clean it up in the end. Keshik's going to be riding in and causing some idle time. I think the Varangian guards probably go down, but you know, he got a lot of value there, Warspite. And raiding still coming in. Oh, that's going to be a nice pick-off. Picks up an Imperial official. A second one as well. There's quite a few spearmen. So whilst the Keshiks will get some value, a lot of them might go down. Does use the triumph ability, although these guys might just be using the bloodthirst thing. I think it is, yeah. The healing. Goes around on the north now. Good number of villager kills, 9 in total for Warspite, but Core's been on second town center for so long, right? And what this really means is that the economy, whilst it's not rip-rolling year ahead, it's been better for a long period of time, and that will scale as the game develops. As you can see, that Song Dynasty fueling that farming transition so nicely. Oh, there's quite a few villages on berries. I mean, they must have textiles. They've got a couple of villages there. Now it backs away, but it's going to push in through the middle. The outpost, I'm not sure that's going to be enough to deal with this. Like, there's nothing here. Oh, I take that back. There's a decent number of army. I mean, will he take that engagement? I think it's okay. He's got crossbowmen, right? He should be fine. He's got crossbowmen there added in. So the Varangian guards do have to back away. The Keshik's still running around. Wallalow, mostly just trying to keep them away from that area. But there's a lot of exposed villages on the gold vein. Spearmen can't keep up. The Varangian guards being chased away. Spearmen are chasing. Crossbows finding it difficult to keep up though with those Varangian guards. Still has 2 Keshiks alive. Lost 2 there. Oh well. Looks like Core looking to press the ratio, and why not? When you've got 62 military versus 35, it's a good time to press. I wonder whether a couple of mangonels for the Byzantines will really work quite nicely for him. Hasn't done it just yet. Keshik dies on the wood line. We're heading to almost a 20-minute mark. The food income for the Warspite is looking pretty decent. Has a bit of an olive grove transition. Has one of the relics and another one coming in, but in the meantime, Core has picked up all 3 that were remaining. Varangian guards maybe looking to push that back. Peeling a couple off on the east side. There's actually a couple of Ghulams added in, by the way. Making use of the Eastern Mercenary contract. Wonder whether we'll see some tower elephants. Guess you elephant enjoyers would love to see that. But certainly Core's economy looking solid. The water level at water level 5 now. 25% more gather speed on the villagers for the Byzantines, and extending to a second town centre as well in the north. Means the villager count won't be too far behind. He'll keep up, at least for now. Getting an outpost on the right side, just to keep an eye on that gold. I like this play. He's creeping around outposts. He's got one there as well, and one on the west side. On that gold vein. Now Keshik's going to go through there. Might look to try and dodge this down, but he's going to get hand cannon slits. He doesn't have the upgrade in terms of fortification just yet, but with hand cannon slits coming in, he might get a couple of villages at least. Nothing to repair that, I'm afraid. He loses it in the end, but it's quite a bit of idle time, right? which is certainly not nothing. Bringing guards, going to go on the east side. Take a look at this farming transition. Absolute bonkers for core. That farming food is going to absolutely skyrocket very soon. That's a lot of military there for core. 162 population. I wonder whether he's just going to be maxing out and then pushing. Guess another outpost. Wait, is he going to do it again? Core's going to do it again. That's kind of funny. This time though, I'd love to see him go for the fortification first, and then go for the hand cannons. It's so much more difficult if the fortifications in. It's so tough to deal with. It takes a long time to burn that down. And it will cause a lot of idle time with the villagers if he tries to use it with the villagers. A couple of ringing guards, decent number of spearmen, and a couple of palace guards. So he's made that tech switch. Going to be spending some all-important gold there, core. I think that the palace guards and spearmen should win this, but not the most convincingly. Because there are a couple of... yeah, not convincingly. Yeah, these are very low HP ones. It will go down. There's still one ringing guard, actually. Wait, these are spearmen. I think we might win this, the Byzantines. There's just one more ringing guard left. Ringing guard should die. There it is. Six site being picked up for Jushi Legacy, and heading further forward now. A very heavily infantry-based army there for Warspite. I'm worried about the possibility of Nesta Bees, which is exactly what's going to be happening. Couple queued up. Now, incidentally, the Byzantines could get their own Nesta Bees if they go for the Imperial Age landmark that allows them to do that. To spend olive oil to get them. We'll have to see if he decides to do that or not. It is indeed the case. He's going to go for the Foreign Engineering Company. Wait, did he get... oh, he got the outpost upgraded. Wait, what's happening down here? Alright, try to get another outpost there. Constantly trying to get outposts for that extra vision. But, well, the Imperial Age will be coming in for Warspite soon. I think Core is struggling a bit on gold. If he can get a bit more gold, he obviously he'd be up to the Imperial Age very soon as well. But certainly the Foreign Engineering Company, going to be nice for the Byzantines. Going to be acting as a siege workshop in some ways. Going to be giving access, though, to specialized siege. In particular, the Nesta Bees, the Hui Hui Pow, and the Royal Cannon. Well, this stone wall's going to go up in the end, I think. Going to be looking to burn down. Wait, did he spot that? Yeah, he's going to send the ring. Yeah, that's not going to go up in the end then, I guess. We're getting a keep in the north. Check that gold. I love this play, though, because that's a lot of gold there. 8,000 gold to be had. Stone walls coming out for Jushi Legacy on the west side. Now, this actually has emplacements. This one doesn't. I would love to have had emplacement here because, yeah, these villages would be denied. And force Warspite into the east or into the north. Bit more exposed areas, of course. Now, Imperial Age does come in. Does Core decide to push from here? Possibly. We'll have to see. I mean, even if he does, he's not going to have the fastest push in the world because there's a lot of ringing guards he has to take care of first. Can't really let these guys off the hook. 2 Nesta Bees. We'll unpack on that. No emplacements just yet. But take a look at this. An outpost going up. He's got emplacements in that. Chopping away on some wood as well for good measure. Keep him busy. Going to get the elite contract, so elite Keshiks could be on the way. Certainly give me a nice pushback. Unfortunately for Warspite, like the mobility of this army is not huge, and so we will lose some on the retreat. Keshiks do break through, Nesta Bees unpack, and the Spearmen take care of that nicely, and he's going to re-wall that up there, Core. Defenders advantage though. More units coming in to aid to the fight, Core. Gotta be careful, or try to get some stone walls. I think the stone walls should go up. Oh no, might not. He's going to break through. He torches through. The torch damage was just too much, but he splits the army. There's a lot of crossbows there, though. Those crossbows will rip through those ringing guards. I don't think this is a fight that Warspite can take, and he's already put down on numbers. He's going to take it anyway. Ringing guards going to melt with the crossbows. Spearman as a meat shield with the palace guards as well. That's not looking good for Warspite, got to say. Uh-oh. I'm not sure why he's taking this fight. He didn't really need to either. Will he buy him some time to do anything else at the back lines? I'm not so sure. He's going to need some static defenses. No, not got any just yet. Oh, Nesta Bees though, that could change things. Does unpack. Oh, that's a massive shot. Oh, yikes. That's quite a few weak units now on the back. Crossbow versus crossbow. I mean, that Nesta Bees is going to change everything. I mean, I'm not sure Core wins this fight. It goes on spread formation. Might be too little too late. Reinforcements coming in. He ends up winning it. Nice engagement. We'll be losing the sacred site in the middle though. As a trade, 3 Nesta Bees comes out for Core. So ironically, the Byzantines are going to use the tools against them. Try and push through. I mean, does have any emplacements in this one? Doesn't quite yet in the outpost. It might be good to do that. This is going to become a pressure point for the match, I think, in the middle of the map. Back at home, that farming economy, that farming transition, very much completed. Holy moly, that's a lot of farms, and they look good. Oh, does he have an emplacement now? No, still no emplacement. Could actually get a cannon emplacement, which would be absolutely huge. Getting an emplacement there as well would be nice. He's got them. I'd love to see a fortification actually on that one, because there's a lot of village on the woodland. They may look to just torch that down. Ghulam's acting as a front line with the crossbows behind. Nesta B is about to unload. There it is. The spearmen and palace guards going to be just pushing forward. If they can bleed through, in fact it's mostly palace guards there. If they can bleed through and take out the Nesta Bs, that would be huge. Cataphracts coming in. Will he use the trample damage? I'm not so sure. He's going to get it in. Nope, not just yet. He could trample through in that line. That would give some good value. Nesta Bs behind it. Fighting in the stealth forest. Palace guards some good numbers, but the crossbows for the Byzantines will clean that up. Oh, Nesta Bs gets a good shot on the backline units. He's got to back away here, I think, Core. He's going to keep trickling in. Bringing in guards and crossbows. And hand cannoneers as well, by the way. Village coming out to repair that Nesta Bs. Clutch play. You want to keep those units alive for as long as possible. Core does back away. He has to. The south. Oh, the village coming out to torch down that outpost. No fortification, though, I'm afraid. Might kill some village, though, in the meantime. Does have hand cannon slits. Yeah, let's kill one at least. We should get one more, maybe. We shall see. Oh, it doesn't in the end. The torch damage just a bit too much. As we head into the 27th minute of the game now. Kind of fascinating outcome ensuing, I would have thought. I wonder who's going to win this one. Could go either way. Warspite has had a bit of a weaker economy for a while, but look at the bank of resources. I mean, ultimately, in many ways, the 25% gather rate increase is really strong. Even those behind the villagers. Palace guards tanking against the ringing guards. Nesta Bs fires off on the crossbows at the back. They're very weak now. They do back away behind the walls. But the second Nesta Bs makes it very difficult for Core to push this back. Oh, okay, they're bringing guards. They're leading the charge, but no support. Hand cannoneers a bit too late to the party. They're getting there now. Oh, Nesta Bs once again. A huge shot there. Juicy legacy. They need to back away. The threat of those two Nesta Bs can't be underestimated. Does have a springald. Might need a more. This villager might look to get a bit more action involved. Just chopping wood today. Oh, mangonel placement. Oh, he has got cannons in placement here. Palace guards break through. Gold has been taken. Either the gold is primarily in the north, but we see another bit of a push here in the middle. It's got to be careful though, Warspite, right? Because there's not a huge amount of units here. So it could potentially be pushed back once again. Decent amount of gold coming in, and so a decent olive oil transition. Look at that. Olive groves are looking nice there for the Byzantines. We're going to get some outposts in that sacred site. Wants to protect it and get that gold trickle in. Understandably so. Palace guards are trying to make their way through and get some raiding. They might get a little, but probably not a lot. I take that back. They might get a lot on that wood line. Not really enough to deal with that. I mean, just one ringing guard. I mean, he's going to have to do something about that, villagers. He's going to lose a couple in the middle of the map, though. This is a bit of an engagement here. The outpost, the second one doesn't go up. I think the villagers will be slain. Crossbows there for the juicy legs. He's going to pick the last one apart. Palace guards going to ride right up until towards those hand cannoneers. But that outpost has been fortified and it has a mangonel emplacement. I don't think Core can push this. There's no siege. And the hand cannons will take care of the palace guards. That leaves just crossbows, which will be very vulnerable to the mangonel emplacement. He's taking the damage, though. Ringing guards coming in from the south, adding to the fight. And I mean, the thing is, the torch damage is coming from the palace guards. They're distracted. They're not gauging in the actual fight themselves. On the wood line, the villagers come out. I think Akrator is deployed. We'll be increasing the attack of the villagers from 6 to 10, giving them some armor as well. We'll take care of the palace guards in the end, but oh my god, that's an absolute destruction. Take a look at this. I can't believe he didn't back away. There's so many units there lost for Core. And now he decides to back away. Too little, too late. An absolute massacre. Mangonel emplacement does so much damage. Granted, Core has just pretty much replaced that army pretty quickly. Oh, he's been looking to take down an outpost quite quickly. All right, he was doing good work to do that, but the thing is, the outpost with that mangonel emplacement and the fortification with the hand cannons in front, going to be doing great work. 3 springolds as well. Yo, basically, baby, thank you for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. We're seeing some good action today with Byzantines versus Jushi Legacy. I guess a lot of you viewers, maybe from Age of Empires too. Welcome. Hope you guys are having a good day. Or good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is. The Palace Guards, though, yeah, that's not going to hold. There's a lot of units there for the Byzantines. The Horsemen are going to dive on that. Varangian Guards going to tank really well. And Warspite, he's going to back away for now. Hand Cannoneer numbers are looking strong. Well, both players are pretty much walled up, I got to say. But the push is struggling without siege. Someone's going to need some trebuchets. Someone's going to need some rams to really make a big push in the middle. Things have gone quiet. But maybe, just maybe, it's the quiet before the storm. A lot of springolds coming out for Jushi Legacy. A lot of Palace Guards. Look how fast they are, by the way. Holy moly. Probably not quite as fast as the Honor Geisha. Those ladies, they move fast. But the Palace Guards, they can move fast too. We're going to move out into the middle of the map. A couple of cataphracts coming out there for Warspite. I love this bit of detail because in many ways I think the cataphracts, they kind of negate the capabilities of siege in some ways. You've got to be careful if you're going up against a cataphract. You've got to make sure you have spearmen bracing in front of your siege. Because otherwise, these guys will trample all over them. Quite literally. Palace Guards though. For Jushi Leg. He's going to go for that wood line again. Oh my god, he's really double pronging. Oh, this is smart, by the way. This is smart because he's going to get an outpost, right? The villagers could have been burning that down. Instead, they can't, right? Because Palace Guards will be killing them out. Couple of cataphracts. Can we try and take out the Palace Guard? And the cataphracts will technically counter the Palace Guard, but there's just so many numbers of them. And yeah, he's going to get that outpost quite up and nicely. I wonder whether he's going to fortify and get emplacements. He's got it, right? How quickly does it do it, though? I'm not so sure. Palace Guard's still winning those fights. Middle map. Starting to mount another response, another aggression. Hand cannon numbers, though, looking really good there for Warspite. He does deploy... Oh, a horseman. Horseman. Okay, well, the horsemen do die, and the Varangian Guard is going to be tanking the front line, but the mangonel emplacement, I think we'll be fine. Springors are lost there for Warspite, so he'll win that little bit of siege fight. But I don't think he has what it needs here to totally overrun Core. And it's all down to this outpost. The fortification coming in clutch, by the way. The extra HP on this is so strong. Look at that. 1,750 versus 750 as a 1,000 HP, more than double. Cataphracts coming in. The premium unit for the Byzantines doesn't use the trample ability just yet. I'd love to see it. It might go straight for the siege behind this. I mean, to be fair though, there's a decent number of crossbows coming out for Core and the Jushi Legacy that might deal a lot of damage. Palace Guards tanking on the front lines, but hand cannoneers for the Byzantines going to whip them up. Force them back, you feel. Bringing your guards coming in as well. I mean, it's kind of like just a attritional warfare. Both players bashing their heads against this one. I think the Jushi Legacy might just come on top, although the Varangian Guards are decent numbers. The crossbow's getting good value, but then so is the mangonel emplacement. The horsemen are coming out there for Jushi Legacy. Just wonder, we'll take a quick look. Did that outpost get built? Yeah, it did. It get fortified first, and then he's going to get for the cannon placement. That's bad. Uh-oh, Warspite. No. I mean, he'll get some good critical damage, and he's got to... I mean, the thing is, a lot of idle time as well. I mean, the fortification really makes a big difference. I'm not sure if the cannon placement comes in time. We'll have to see. In any case, we'll come back to that in a second, because in the middle of the map, he's pushing on hard. Oh, the mangonel placement. He takes the outpost down. That's absolutely huge. He actually gets it in the end. But take a look at that. A lot of dead horsemen. I mean, he'll be able to hold here, Warspite. I'm not so sure about here, though. Cannon placement. Is it in yet? Is not. Village come out to repair. That is clutch. Take a look at that core repairing it in the back. With that villager. Going to buy some time for the cannon placement to come in. It is going to come in, but it's on fire. I'm not sure how many villagers are going to kill. Might kill a couple. Cannon placement is in. Uh-oh. That could be a massacre. Warspite. How many is going to be? He gets the shot off. I mean, it could be worse. It could have been worse. The outpost does go down in the end. But good value. Uh-oh. We do see an elephant. We see the tower elephant. Elephant enjoyers. Keep your eyes peeled. There are grenadiers, though. Coming out strong for the Jushi Legacy. The elephant is so tanky. The Might start to be overrun. 18 military only there for Warspite. He's struggling to hold on. Core, he's flooding units. 59 military. His economy looking strong. Look at that. 3,600 food per minute. 2,000 gold. That economy is rocking and rolling. And Core is going to move further forward. I mean, there's 2 mangonels, though. He's got to get on top of those. Palace Guards takes 1. There is still 1 more mangonel. Heavy infantry-based army, though, for Core. So he's got to be careful of that mangonel. It is only 1, though, as it stands. I don't think 1's going to be enough. Ram's going to start working the olive groves, and that's a bad situation for the Byzantines. Down to 4 military. 109 villages is still pretty healthy, but doesn't have the military to hold on here. I think if Siege was coming on the way for Core, he might win the game a little bit quicker, but it might not matter because that's a huge number of units. I think once Warspite just takes a look at the situation, and he recognizes it now that he's just down and out, the Jushi legacy war machine continues. The Byzantines have been slain. On Dry Arabia, Core coming in with some clutch plays. Hope you guys enjoyed this casted game. If you're watching on YouTube, give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Take care, and see you next time.